Hey there. I'm here in Bend again. It's Jane Guyn, and I want to talk to you a little bit about a couple of things I've been thinking about lately. One is, if you follow me here, you know that I was at the amazing performance of Hamilton recently. It was so fantastic. I went down to San Diego with a friend and we saw Hamilton and we saw these amazing performances, all these actors on stage singing, sharing a gorgeous song and a series of songs, an incredible musical. And these were beautiful performances. But what I want to talk about today is how sexuality for people who are in the he/him space, so men, how sex and sexuality, your sex life, isn't supposed to be a performance. We talk about male performance issues, sexual performance issues, or men will come to me and say that they have problems with sexual performance. And I know that they're using this word because it's typical for us to talk about male sexual performance as, kind of the way we euphemistically speak. Usually people are talking about lack of erection, erectile dysfunction in some other way, or premature ejaculation or delayed ejaculation, unable to come, coming too soon, things like that. And when somebody comes and talks to me about this, which happens frequently, I often want them to realize something, and that's what I'm here to tell you today. There are a few reasons that people who are in the he/him body life run into these concerns, and actually the rest of us do too. Those of us who are she, her, or they, them people, we also run into getting in our heads and feeling like we're performing. But right now I'm talking to you. If you're a man and you're listening to this, I'm talking to you. The things to do for yourself when you find yourself worrying about your sexual performance are the same things I would suggest for you, even if you're just out there wanting to figure out how to have a better sex life or be more comfortable and happier as a sexual person. And the first one is to stay in your own body. And a lot of us, men and women, they, them, people, all of us, but for you men, you are often finding yourself really focused on how it's working, on the hydraulics. Do you have a good erection? Do you feel happy about your penis in general? Is your erection going to last long enough to make your partner happy, whatever that means to that person? And what I want you to do, instead of worrying about all that, is to just stay in your own body, and stay connected to yourself. Stay connected to your cock, if you will. Stay connected to your core, to the grounded part of yourself, and to all of yourself, not just your cock, not just your penis. Stay connected to who you are as a person, and don't get so focused on whether or not your body is working the way you want it to work. Just be in the moment and feel the pleasure of whatever is happening, whether it's pleasure or not pleasure. Just be aware of your own body. That is a really important and helpful thing for you to do. And it's helpful for your partner too, because if your partner feels like you've kind of separated yourself from your body, from your penis, if your partner gets a sense that you're kind of almost watching your penis to see if it's going well, she or they or he are going to feel uncomfortable because they're going to sense that you're not really embodied. You follow me? Like, stay in your body, get connected to yourself without judging yourself. The second thing for you to do that I want to share with you is to listen to your partner. So if you're with a woman, listen to her, what she wants, be open to what she's sharing with you about what she'd like, but don't make her pleasure your job. So whether or not she gets off, has an orgasm, comes, has a climax, whatever words you use to describe that, isn't your job. You're there to listen to her and to provide her with what she's sharing with you would help her to feel more pleasure. So it's an interesting line between kind of like making her come and being with her and allowing her to share with you what she likes, right? It's not an ego thing for you, whether you get her off or not. Like checking the box that your partner had an orgasm or didn't have an orgasm, all of that stuff ends up taking her out of her body. So when her orgasm or pleasure or climax becomes your job, or somehow you are putting your ego into it, that'll give her the feeling that she's supposed to perform for you. You following me? Like if she feels like she has to perform for you, then she's not in her body either. So you're having the same problem on your side. So stay in your body and then just listen to her, and watch her and have her learn, the two of you then learn how to give each other signals about what it is that you really want. A lot of women tend to feel like things are too hard or too fast. So you might want to slow things down, but I don't know. It depends on your person, like whether or not that fits for her. So you're going to listen to her and you'll be responding to her in a way that you two figure out together. It's like a dance, honestly, between the two of you. And it takes some time to figure that out, particularly if one or both of you is kind of tense or nervous or not really embodied. And then the third thing that I want to share with you is if you come too soon. So let's say you're doing these things, you're staying in your body, you're listening to your partner, but somehow you feel dissatisfied or unhappy with the amount of time you are engaged with her before you ejaculate or have an orgasm. So you come too fast. And this happens just constantly for people. If that happens for you and you're disappointed that you've come too fast. So people ask me, how fast is too fast? There's, this is a personal thing. But for some people that are listening to this, you may be somebody who comes even before you enter your partner's body. So you aren't even able to be in her or present with her or him or them when you're turned on because you immediately ejaculate, right? You might feel like that's your situation, or it may take you a few minutes, or it may take you a long time. So it kind of depends on you. But for you, if you feel like you're coming too fast, and you've had an orgasm, you've ejaculated, you're there. Lots of times what happens then is for people like you is that you would kind of like feel embarrassed and stop being connected to your partner, maybe roll over, say something like, so sorry, I didn't mean to disappoint you, something like that. But what I recommend instead of that is just to stay present, because she doesn't, if you've had an orgasm quicker than you wanted to, and now you kind of disappear and go to sleep, that's kind of doubly disappointing for her, because she might want to feel like she's still, being held by you, that you're still there to give her pleasure in different ways, with your mouth, with your hands, with a toy. There are lots of ways that you can stay present, even though you have had an orgasm. I know it's disappointing for you, but when you're able to stay present and be with her anyway, that's a gift you're giving her. And it's also for you yourself. It means that you're not going to pull out of this situation before you've had a really full sexual experience together. So whether you come early, whether you have trouble coming, this is another thing that people come to me to talk about. So they can't have an orgasm for, 45 to 60 to 90 minutes, even though they're engaged in active sexual interaction with their partner. If that's you, then these are the same things I would suggest to you: to stay in your body, to listen to your partner and not make her pleasure your job, but listen to her, not have your ego wrapped around whether she has an orgasm or not, and to relax into the situation. If you don't come, that's fine. We don't have to worry about that. I often tell people this, that if you're not able to have an orgasm, it's okay. This isn't some kind of a performance. So Hamilton, a great performance, loved it. But our sexuality, interactions with another person, it's supposed to be intimate and pleasurable. That doesn't have to be a performance. Talk to you next week.